Hello everyone. Are you all excited? Okay, I see responses coming in. Okay, well, I'm super excited. But before we start, tell me one thing. What was the first Google app or technology that you used when you got up today? Write down in the chats whatever your response is. Gmail. Okay. Chrome. Well, mine was Chrome too. So let's not waste any time and get started with the event. Welcome to GDSC GHRCE Reboot. I am Khushbu Agnihotri, lead Google Developer Student Club GHRCE Nagpur. These are my social media handles and feel free to connect with me. So, here is our session's agenda for today and the topics that we'll be discussing. Now, moving ahead, what is GDSC? What does it do and why are we delivering this session today? Well, Google Developer Student Club was started so that students can grow their knowledge on developer technologies more through peer to peer workshops and events, to gain relevant industry experience by solving problems for local organizations with technology based solutions, and at last, to showcase their prototypes and solutions to their local community and industry leaders. Google Developer Student Club was launched in 2017 as a pilot project in India to help solve the challenges university graduates were facing while securing employment in the tech industry. GDSCs are university based community groups that help students bridge the gap between theory and practice. There are more than 7,000 technical colleges across India, but only 357 GDSCs. So I think you should feel lucky that your campus has a DSC too. The main motto of GDSC is to connect, learn, and grow via peer to peer learning environment with a wide range of technical topics to advance your skills and career. While all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, do not worry because GDSCs are much more than just tech talks and workshops. You can network with new people from all around the globe. If the situations were a little better, we also host meet and greets offline and many more fun events. You also get opportunities to win awesome swags on completing milestones during our study jams and various events. And a few more benefits of joining the community is that you can access to Google developer resources and opportunity for absolutely free. For example, during the 30 days of Google Cloud program, all the participants get free credits for quick labs, a chance to grow your personal and professional network, which is really important in today's world, building real life solutions to local problems in your community, and last but not the least, take your resume to next level by learning with us and then contributing to various projects around your community. So you want to join us? Go on the following link. You can also view this link in the chat section. Browse through our chapter's website, click on the join us button, and bravo, you're in. Before we move ahead, just chat down how many Google technologies do you recognize from this slide? And if you think we have missed a few, also write down in the comments so that we know. Okay, so I'm waiting for the responses. Let's see how many of you recognize how many tech stacks. Okay, moving ahead to the introducing my team, we have Mr. Bhushan Vidhale, Training and Placement Head, GHRCE College of Engineering Nagpur as our faculty advisor. Core team, Alia Ali, our management head, Shivam, operations head, Aniket Singh, technical head, Ninad Sahasrabudhe as Public Relations Head. Our advisory team, Roshan Paturkar, Software Product and Platform Engineer Associate Accenture, Shreyas Malewar, SD Intern at Superfan, Ayon Moitra, Application Development Associate Accenture, and Vaibhav Pathak, UI/UX Designer and Software Development Associate Accenture. And at last, our executive team, Sobhan Bera, Vidhanshu Borade, Vidit Chavda, and Laksh Samdaria. Coming on to our activities and events, we host lots of weekly, once in a fortnight, and monthly events as well. Our weekly events include Crack with GDSC GHRC, the very first weekly coding trend of GHRC campus initiated by our club. The main motive behind this was developing competitive coding skill among the students, which are a must-have for company placements these days. We get 150 plus registration each week, 70 plus weekly winners till now, and 12 plus coders of the month. We have participants from across 10 plus states from colleges like IIT Goa, IIT Kharagpur, and much more. The next is the Read Write Grow program, one of its kind bi-weekly blog program on our campus and the only blog program. The main motive was to encourage students to write blogs for Medium channels so that they can research and grow their knowledge about different topics and share that knowledge through their writing skills with different students. A student centric and community driven approach with a cumulative reach count of more than 10,000. We have total of 16 blogs and still counting, and we also have guest faculty writers as well. Coming on to the past events that GDSE has hosted in its history of 3 years are Kotlin Everywhere, Flutter Interact, Introduction to Google Cloud, DSE Wow, which was a collaboration of 120 plus DSEs all over India and the biggest collaboration in GDSE's history, UI/UX hands-on workshop, and many more such events such as getting started with Android, Magic of Firebase, reinforcement learning, and Let's Learn Design. You should also stay in tune with us and keep updates of our upcoming events such as Cloud Campaign, which will be shortly held in September to October. We also have Android Campaign in November. We are introducing a new Flutter campaign in December and the much awaited Solution Challenge, where you can build a solution for your community along with your team and participate on a global level competition. And if at all, by any chance, you miss our Cloud Campaign 1, you can participate in a Cloud Campaign 2 from February to March. And GDSEs are introducing two new campaigns this year, Web Campaign and ML Campaign. So stay tuned for our upcoming events and do not miss out on any opportunities. Moving ahead, it's really important for us to keep updated with the new tech stacks that are emerging. So I'll hand over to Shivam, who will continue from here. Over to you, Shivam.
Good evening, everyone. I am Shivam, Operations Head at GDSC GHRC. So, without further ado, let's have a small talk on TensorFlow. Starting with what TensorFlow is, it is an open source end to end platform which was basically built for complex mathematical computation, gradually became more popular for machine learning and deep learning. It was built on the top of C++ and Python. It was built by Google Brains team in 2015 and open sourced in the year 2016. Popular among developers, enterprises, and researchers. The word TensorFlow is derived from the two words tensor and data flow. Coming to tensors, tensors are arrays of uniform type which can be of any dimension. These dimensions are also called rank of tensors. So this diagram shows the data flow, which is nothing but a graph of operations. The nodes in the graph are operation and the edges are the tensors. So here B, W, and X are the different tensors which are flowing into different operations like add, ReLU, and others. Let's see how image classification problem are solved using traditional machine learning. So here we can see we have two different objects like objects cat and dog, which is mathematically represented here in the form of array, which consists different informations like length, width, and the weight. These are then plotted on the graph, and then the ML model defines a function which is represented by this blue line on the graph. And now if any new images, test images is to be predicted, then it is just plotted and seen whether it lies in the cat's part or dog's part. So now let's see how image classification is done using deep learning. So in this, an image is represented as a tensor of colored channels like red, green, and blue. These channels are basically the mathematical inputs which is fed into our neural network. This is passed through different operations and functions like activation functions, which removes the linearity, and many other functions. And finally, the output is predicted of the object, whether it is a cat or a dog. So, what's the need of TensorFlow? Before the introduction of TensorFlow, this entire process took a lot of time and lots of code also. But after the introduction of TensorFlow, whatever time we need is to collect the data set, and after that, building the model, training the network, evaluating and predicting just required few lines or single lines of code. Some other advantages of TensorFlow is it is highly scalable across CPUs, GPUs, and even TPUs, which makes it highly portable. It is compatible with platforms like C++, JavaScript, Ruby, and others. It is faster than its competitors. It is open source with large community support and provides large use data set of tools for pre-processing, data ingestion, visualization, and evaluation. So the main competitors of TensorFlow is Facebook's Python, Microsoft Cognitive Tool, Theano, Next, and some others. So here you can see a graph. This is from the Google Trends, which shows people interest across different libraries. And here it is clearly evident that TensorFlow outperforms the others. So TensorFlow is widely used among various big companies like Airbnb use it to improve guest experience by using TensorFlow to classify image and object of the room, and PayPal uses it for fraud detections. Uh, Coca-Cola use it to enable mobile proof of purchase of any product, and likewise many other companies like Twitter, Google, Nvidia uses it for different purposes. So that's all for the session. I hope you all enjoyed. Now I would like to hand over to Alia for the further session.
Good evening, everyone. I am Alia. I am a Flutter developer, a management head at GDSC GHRCE, and a software developer intern at Flexited. Today, I am going to introduce you to Flutter, which is a Google technology, and let's begin. Well, you may ask, what is Flutter? Flutter is an open source UI software development kit which was created by Google. It is used to develop cross-platform applications for almost all platforms like Android, iOS, Linux, Mac, Windows, Google Fuchsia, and the web, all from a single code base. Now you might be wondering, what language does Flutter use? Well, the answer is Dart. Dart is a programming language designed for client development, such as for the web and mobile apps. Dart is very similar to object oriented programming languages like C and Java, which makes it really easy to learn. And it was developed by Google, and it can also be used to build server and desktop applications. Time for a fun fact. Before, during the initial days, Flutter was known with the codename Sky, and it ran on the Android operating system. The very first version of Flutter was introduced in 2015 at the Dart Developer Summit. Now, let us discuss a bit about widgets. When you develop apps in Flutter, everything is a widget. When you're building it, it almost feels like you're painting widgets on the screen. The most commonly used widgets are row, column, container, image, text, etc. For example, when you want to place a few components one beside each other, you might want to use a row. When you want to place one below each other, you might use a column. When you want to center something, you might just wrap that widget inside of a center widget. So it's that simple. Now let us discuss a few reasons why you might want to consider Flutter for your next cross-platform application. Flutter allows you to maintain only one code base for all the platforms as we have mentioned below, be it mobile, web, desktop, uh, just everything. You name it and Flutter has it covered. It is easy to learn. As I mentioned, you only have to learn one language which is already similar to other languages like C++ and Java. Um, Flutter, with its features like hot reload and hot restart, makes it really fast developing applications which are cross platform. It also provides engaging designs and awesome community support since it's open source. Time for another fun fact. The two plushies that you see on the right are Dash. Dash is the official mascot for Flutter and Dart. She is a hummingbird, and which signifies that Dart is a speedy language. By the way, in case you're wondering, Dash is a she, but she doesn't mind being addressed as a he or it. Um, Organizations using Flutter, well, you might already be seeing a few big names here like Google, Alibaba Group, Capital One, BMW. So this already shows the potential Flutter has to offer. This brings us to the end of this small talk about Flutter. In case you have any questions, you can either put them in the feedback form or you can directly connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you for your patient listening. Over to you, Ninad.
Thank you, Alia. So here we begin. So a very good evening to one and all present here. I'm Nina Sahasrabudde, Public Relations Heads at GDSC GHRCE. And I will be taking a small intro session to Google Cloud and Google Cloud Platform. So let's get started. So what is Google Cloud? It is a cloud service provider which jumped into cloud bandwagon in 2008. It provides you the infrastructure for your application to design, develop, and deploy onto web. It is a set of physical assets such as computers, hard disks, virtual resources like virtual machines, etc., that are contained in Google's data center around globe. What is Google Cloud Platform? It is a suite of cloud computing services that runs on same infrastructure that Google uses for its end-to-end user products like Gmail, Google Drive, G Suite, and many more. It enables developers to build, test, and deploy applications on Google's highly scalable and reliable infrastructure. So you must be wondering, like, why should we consider GCP? There are many other cloud service providers. So the first point is security. Security is always on the top of Google's priority. Google's infrastructure provides cryptographic privacy and integrity for remote procedures called data on network, which is how Google services communicate with each other. Second point is scalability. Scalability is design is system's ability to handle varying amounts of data by adding or removing resources. There is a feature in Google Cloud Platform called auto scaling, which scales your application as per need and the vice versa. So many of you must have played or heard about Pokemon Go. Am I correct? Tell me, any one of you have played in the comment section? Pokemon Go, or at least you have heard the name that Pokemon Go is like कोई गेम था. Anyone? पबजी वाले बता दो. पबजी हो गए. पबजी तो बहुत सारे लोग खेलते हैं, मैं खेलता हूँ. So anyone? I am not able to see anyone, any comment. Yeah. So Google Developer Students Club Varda. Yeah, hi. Yeah, right. So Pokemon Go is a mobile application that uses many services across Google Cloud. When the game was launched initially, the team targeted that one time of player traffic will be there with the worst case scenario. Like they was thinking like there will be 5 times of this target, but Pokemon Go's popularity caused the traffic so grow rapidly that the player traffic reached 50 times of the initial target, like 10 times of the worst case estimate done by the team of Pokemon Go. So the application was able to scale to meet the demand with reliability and scalability provided by Google Cloud Services such as Google Kubernetes Engine, HTTP load balancing, and Google Cloud Data Store. Now, the third point is network. Google provides its network to every customer so that they have more control and scalability over the network. It is designed to provide customers the highest possible throughput while providing the lowest possible latency. To provide such amazing throughput and latency, Google uses the so-called Edge network system, which connects more than 90 internet exchanges and more than 100 points of presence worldwide to site content near the end users to minimize latency. That means the user can use Google Cloud Platform from different devices across anywhere in the world. Now, the fourth point is eco-friendly. Google has long track of record on clean energy. In 2007, Google became the first major company to become carbon neutral. It became the first major company to match its energy use with 100% renewable energy in 2017. By 2030, Google aimed to run their data centers and campuses carbon free at all times. They operate one of the cleanest global clouds and are the largest corporate purchasers of renewable energy, that is solar and wind energy. With the use of AI and ML, they have reduced the energy used for cooling its data centers by 30%. Now, the fifth point is pricing. Google Cloud is known to be the cheapest among other cloud service providers. Make a note, Google Cloud is one of the cheapest among other cloud service providers. We will be talking more about in the coming days. So with a pay as you go pricing structure, you only pay for the services you use. Like if you are you make a virtual machine with the use of compute engine in Google Cloud for a 1 minute. So you will be charged for that only 1 minute, not for the whole day. It helps you to control your spending with quota limits, alerts, and help you estimate cost with the help of free pricing calculator provided by it. It also provides discounted or committed use of resources like virtual machines, GPUs, etc. Google Cloud Platform services are available in various locations across North America, South America, Europe, Asia, and Australia. These various locations are divided into regions and zones. Can you tell me in the chat like how many data centers are there in India of Google Cloud? You can tell me in the comment section. You can see hint. You can see over the screen. It's तुम्हारे आंखों के सामने वो चीज. Can you tell me the names of 2 data centers in India? Yeah, 2. Ajinkya, you are correct. They are in Mumbai, and recently, in this year only, means like maybe a month back, a data center was launched in New Delhi too. First, there was only one data center in Mumbai only, but now there are 2 data centers, Mumbai and Delhi. Yes, Vidit, Ajinkya, yeah, you are correct. Mumbai and Delhi. So these various locations are divided into regions and zones. We can choose any of the regions as per our needs to meet the required latency, availability, and durability. So these regions and zones are means like they are divided for if one region or one of the zones fails, one of the data center failed. So user must not be able means must be able to scale its application or transfer the application from one zone to another or one region to another. So there will be no network error for that particular application or that particular customer. Okay. So as of today, there are 27 regions, 82 zones, and 146 edge locations that are available in 200 plus countries to deliver high performance, low latency cloud services to its customer, no matter what, where they are around the globe. So GCP provides four major kind of resources: compute, storage, big data, and machine learning. So compute engine comprises of compute engine, Kubernetes engine, app engine, cloud functions. Storage includes big table, cloud storage, then cloud SQL, cloud spanner, and cloud data store. Big data comprises of BigQuery, PubSub, Dataflow, Dataproc, and Data Lab. And machine learning has some APIs like natural language processing API, vision API, machine learning, speech API, and translate API. There are also some other services provided by Google Cloud like management, networking, identity and security to provide you access or what to provide you necessary roles and permissions in your particular project. Okay, so let me introduce you to Quick Labs, your friend who will help you to get familiar with GCP environment. Quick Labs provide temporary credentials to GCP as an online learning environment alongside a set of instructions to run you through a live, real world, and scenario based use case. It has individual courses to multi day courses from basics to advanced, instructor led or self paced on topics such as big data, machine learning, infrastructure and DevOps to website and application development. Now, what is Google Cloud Skill Batches? When you complete a particular quest in Google Quick Labs, you get that skill badge which which you will be able to share in your social media, in your resume. So it will be a plus point for you to demonstrate your cloud skills and as a recognized skill set. So you can show your skill batches by completing a series of hands-on labs, including that challenge lab. Okay, which will be able to test your skills, and then you will be able to a cloud skill badge and share your network, share it with your network. So let me introduce you to the most awaited program, that is 30 days of Google Cloud program. So let me first tell you that it will be exclusive for GDSC campuses. Means when the program will start, you will feel like kind of lucky from other campuses. So it will be help you to kickstart your career in cloud. Okay, you will be able to learn the concepts of cloud computing, then concepts of Google Cloud, how the architecture and the workflow and the data flow happens in Google Cloud platform. Okay, so we have also planned some study jam sessions with industry experts related to Google Cloud certifications. Then we will be having some cloud fundamentals sessions in weekly, and at the end of program, after completing your that program of that 5 quest or whatever you choose, so there will be amazing and cool Google Cloud swags for you. Okay, so please stay tuned for the updates and we will get back to you. Okay, so that's all from my side. If you want to connect with me, you can follow my social handles on Twitter, LinkedIn, and GitHub. And let me know your queries in chat section, or we can connect on social media. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you so
Over to you,
much,
Khushbu.
Ninad. Thank you, Ninad. Thank you. So now let's move on to a much awaited part of today's event. So any guesses what is it? Well, it's the AMA session. So before we begin with the session, let me introduce you with our insightful panelists for today. We have Shreyas Malewar, SDE intern at Superfan, Ayon Moitra, Application Development Associate Accenture, Vaibhav Pathak, UI UX and Software Development Associate Accenture, and Krishan Deshmukh, CTO HumbleX and Director Rootkings. While you all post all your questions in the live chat, I'll begin with a few questions that many of you shared with us in the post event form. So let's start with the most asked question, that is, tell us about your experience as a team member of GDSC and how has it helped you in your life? I really think that all our panelists should answer this one. So let's start with you, Shreyas.
Hi everyone, good evening. Am I audible, Khushbu?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. Firstly, thank you team GDSC GHRC for having me over for this wonderful session. And coming to your question, I think it's a difficult question in my opinion because you see it's a beautiful experience of roughly 3 years and I have to sum it up in mere 2 minutes. So okay, I'll try my level. I'll try my level best. So GDSC is a club with which I'm associated right from the freshman year. I distinctly remember our first team meeting. I had we had Krishna, Vaibhav, Roshan, and everyone from the campus in the meeting. All big tech nerds, if I must say, excellent in their fields. It was slightly overwhelming, but that was the day I felt that okay, so this is the place from where I'll be able to learn a lot of things and connect with a lot of great minds. See, it is an understatement if I say that 70 to 80% of all the tech things I know is due to my seniors here. That's one thing. And the second thing I loved about GDSC is the bond we have created. See, I was, in fact, my entire family was infected with COVID in the brutal second wave. So where I stay, I'm staying from the last 25 years here. And believe me, all our neighbors had locked themselves in our homes uh, just as they got to know the news. But on the opposite end, I had my team who helped me find hospitals for my father, who helped me, they bought medicines, fruits, vegetables, and whatnot for the entire month I was infected with COVID. So now you tell me that should I call them a team or a family? So this is the bond that I've created, and I really cherish that. What about you, Krishna?
Well, DSC has been a very insightful journey for me. A lot of learnings along the way, a lot of bonds, a lot of friends created. Like even today, I call up some of my friends that whom I met at GDSC in 2018 and 19, and like it was a fun time. We got to explore a lot. We got to move around a lot. It was a pre-COVID time, so we could like we were having events in various different places like even Goa, and also yeah, I must say that it was a very fun experience for me. Webha, what do you feel about it?
Thank you, Krishna. Thank you, GDSC, for inviting me. So, I was with GDSC from the first year that we had in our college. So, it's been a very good journey building it up, seeing the juniors take it up first. Shreyas took it, then now it's Khushbu taking the mantle, and it's being a very good big family we have created here, just like Shreyas has said. And DSC has helped me with a lot of things. I get to meet a lot of different people in their area of expertise, and then I get to learn from them, they get to learn from us. So it's kind of a symbiosis relationship that we have created in DSC. And then I've also met a lot of different people that have helped me build my network, and then they have connected me with different people, and it's created a chain of networking. So in all aspects, DSC has been very good to me. And then it's I would repeat the same thing as Shreya said. It's more like a community. It's more like a family. So that is my experience with DSC.
Yeah, hi everybody. I hope you are doing absolutely fine. And first of all, I would like to thank GDSC for again bringing us together to this wonderful uh, session. And yes, my experience is somewhat similar to what Shreyash, Krishna, and Vaibhav have mentioned already. But I would like to add a thing. Like my experience was, I've enjoyed myself. Like the whole journey, it was I enjoyed. We used to take time from our schedule. We used to meet. We used to discuss about things, ideas, and we got to know like people from maybe we couldn't even if DC was not there, we couldn't even reach to that particular member. So DSC helped us to, I mean, how we have communicated and lot of technical stuff even, and it is actually a good thing if in a table if people with similar interests discuss about things uh, that will help you as well. And yeah, it was fun for me.
So I think there is some network connectivity issue with Kushbu. So I would like to take over. So the second question was Vaibhav and Krishnan. You were the winners for the Smart India Hackathon in 2018, and then you also represented India at the Singapore Hackathon. So how was the experience, and any advice on how other students can move ahead in this direction? So Vaibhav.
Yeah, well, yep, I and Krishna went to Singapore to represent India, and then Krishna again won the Smart India Hackathon for second time. So the thing about hackathon is like it totally depends on like the kind of people you are surrounded with. In my case, I was very lucky to have teammates like him and the other five people, and then everyone contributed what their expertise was. I took care of my expertise, the part that I am expert in. Krishna took care of the part he's expert in. The rest of the teammates took care of the part they are expert in. So the thing about hackathon is you need to have a good team because you cannot win a hackathon on your own. So that is what have been very helpful, because also because of DSC we met a lot of different people, and the second time also Krishna met a lot of different people because of DSC, and then he went out and then he won the Smart India Hackathon again. So at the end it's all about the people you meet, the kind of knowledge they share, the kind of talk you have. And this is what something that have been very helpful, and that have been nurturing a kind of ecosystem in the college because of the DSC. So, and the next thing about hackathons is like you need to be prepared beforehand. You cannot go into a hackathon, jump straight head into the water, and then you start solving a problem. So you have to do a step by step. You have to define a problem. You have to define a solution, and then you have to prepare a solution, and then you have to work it on how do you present itself. And at the end of it, if your product works, it's work. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So at the end, it all depends upon if it's working or not, because you cannot pitch a project that is not working. So to make the project work, you need to have the expertise, you need to have the people. Rest I can see Krishna can explain.
Well, as Vaibhav said, so actually, Vaibhav explained it really very beautifully. He summed up everything that is actually needed. So, yeah, it's all about having a beautiful team and building a great product in like in short amount of time. For that, you need proper coordination, proper planning, and a good bond between your team members. You need proper understanding of the topic, of the subject, of the product that you're building, and the problem as well. So you can build a solution which is viable.
Yeah, actually, that was like a perfect explanation for our audience. So the next question was for Ion. So while being a very active member of GDSC, how did you go about the preparations for placements, and how would you describe your corporate culture?
Okay, so how I have prepared for placements is a day by day process actually. uh, as Pushpo and the team members have already taken few points in the PPT, I can see. Like we were already used to discuss about the emerging technologies. We were already discussing about few ideas which are uh, ongoing, and it was and the journey with the GDSC. What made us at that time was we were active with this thing. So we were at least what we were good at, we were confident with that much area. So we were able to find out things like, yeah, if this is the problem, this can be the solution to that, and you can use uh, this technology and all. So I would say it's when you have joined a club like DSC, so it it is an confidence which you get eventually that will help you in placements, maybe in corporate world also. And coming to the culture, the corporate culture is somewhat similar, like how a team works together and how we did in when we were at DSC. So it is something like deliverable which is need to be delivered to the business end, and how a company's employees, their management come together and interact to bring a product that is need to be delivered to the business. So yeah, that's all how
Yeah, you
culture
truly
is.
said that GDSC help you to gain confidence and correlate the things like in your direction, which is right for you, and what should you go towards your preparation. Okay, so
Definitely.
the
Yeah.
yeah, okay, so the next question was to Shreyas. So, how did you manage your studies along with being a GDSC lead last year and also grab an SD internship at Superfan?
Okay, so like from my experience, I think it is all a game of priorities. So what I did was GDSC was important. Fine, it's a college life, and I must enjoy it. So I used to contribute to GDSC and various other clubs for the entire semester. And when our in the last 1 month, like let's assume that the final exams are 1 month away. Uh, so I used to go like underground and focus on my exams and used to score well. So that used to work. And as far as the internship is concerned, I used to solve the crack with DSC regularly. So that kept on, revising my DSA and other CS fundamental skills. So that is how I did. Now, I must say it is not recommended for everyone. It is a little risky business, but the people who do it are genius.
Yeah, we saw that some of the first year guys who were like now second year guys. Okay, sorry for who are present. So they solved it regularly, and when we took up some of the questions in interview and GDS interviews, so they were quite good and well versed with the concepts like string tree, arrays, and other stuffs. So it's like that. Graduate DSE is great work. Like you can start with for data structures and algorithms, which is very important for interviews point of view. Okay, means it is not like you should do, but when you give the interviews, that time they saw that like how you are well versed with the concepts of and basics of computer science and data structures.
In
Okay,
fact, Jalal,
so
yes, I
yeah,
second your
yes,
thought
yes,
there,
yes.
because we have the placement season going on right now, and being in the final year, I have a lot of companies I'm applying and interviews and stuff. So, uh, like sometimes when I solve those coding rounds, I think that okay, यार ये तो पहले मैंने solve किया है cracked DSC में, तो it becomes very easy. So
Yeah,
yes.
right, 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 right.
Yes, yes, I can relate with Shreyas. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great.
and we also help with means with that questions too. So thank you to. So the next is what are the points? Means it is a common question for all. What are the points one should keep in mind while searching and applying for internships? So we can start with Weber. And we, Webobia, you are on mute.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. So the first thing that you need to do before applying for an internship or any kind of job is to have a very good resume. Or even if you don't have a very good resume, you should at least have a very good GitHub profile or any kind of repository profile. So which means you have to have a few of projects under your belt, so you can explain them that okay, this is something that I can do very well, and then why you should give me an internship, or why should you should hire me. Because you cannot walk into a company asking for an internship and then know nothing about what kind of thing that they do. And the second very common mistake that a lot of people do is they try to apply for internship randomly. I mean, if you have a skill set of a front end designer or front end developer, you should apply for a company which have their product or which have requirement for a front end developer. If your expertise is in back end, you should apply for a company, mostly product company, which can utilize your expertise. Or if you have your expertise in ML or AI, you should apply in a company which requires an ML engineer. You cannot do it like you are a backend engineer and then you went go into a company that expect like that specifically deals with front end products. So this is the thing that you need to sort out. You need to know what your area of expertise is, and then you need to filter out what companies actually require your skill set, and then you should start applying. So this is something that from my side you should keep in mind.
I would
Okay.
like to
And
add to it.
yeah, for sure. You can.
So, choosing an internship also depends on what is your intention of the internship. See, if you want to learn, if you want to build your skills, then you should explore different areas in shorter duration of time, because they would bestow you with lot of opportunity. Lot of responsibilities. However, if you want to have a stable time, like if you want to dedicate that time for some other thing, like for studying for government exams or anything else, then you need to have a credible source of like credible organizations such as ISRO or DRDO or Ordnance Factory and kind of stuff. So in that case, you should go for a government internship.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Shreyas,
So
would you like to add?
Yes, yes. Vaibhav and Krishna like had very excellent points. Adding to that, I would like to say that you can create job triggers on LinkedIn. You can have it in your email that so and so company is looking for and this thing, ML intern or a software developer. My suggestion is that please don't blindly apply to these companies. Go through the job description once and tailor your resume according to their job descriptions and then apply. Or else what you would feel is okay यार I applied for some 1,000 companies and एक में भी नहीं हुआ. So वैसे नहीं होना है. So that is what I think. Ayan,
Uh,
would you like to
I
pitch
have
in?
some query like you like we have to tailor our resume as per our job description, right? So
Yes.
will not be that like it will be a
not
messy for like we
exactly.
are.
See, hello.
Yes, Krishna, please go ahead.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. See, what you can do is like. Yeah, as Shreyas said, that LinkedIn will bombard you with lots of companies which are not really good opportunities. So what you can do is you can go to Y Combinator or similar places, other venture capitalists, and they have their portfolio of really good companies which are uh, relatively new, but yet they have potential. So those are the companies that you should apply for. That would give you more opportunities for growth. In India, the Y Combinator alternative is 100x, 100x.vc.
Okay, because I have seen some of the
They don't
students.
post their jobs on LinkedIn.
Okay, no, I got this query like from my friends. They saw some like means they also heard like we should tailor our applications as per the job description or the role, but
Sorry.
they thought like, hello, am I not audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yeah, okay. So what I heard like it will be become too messy or too messy to handle that all amount of that resumes. So that will be clear for all of my friends who have asked me. Okay, so Anne, would you like to add something to the question?
Yes, actually, Baba, Krishna, and Shreyash have mentioned most of it. So I would just like to add mine. So first of all, what I did was, for me, the job profile is important to me. Like, what will be my job profile? Like, it will be a 6 months internship. So what I will be doing throughout, like, and what is my interest, and so as per my interest is my job profile, I'll be doing that. So that is one of the most important things. Second is like, if you have options like in internships, you maybe ISRO and DRDO, so maybe some other companies as well. So is the company will provide opportunities to like, what would be the opportunities, like will you be working on project, real life project or not, and are there will they be providing any kind of, if you want to continue with them, like for placement purposes, and are they are recruiting on the basis of internships? So these are points I have uh, gone through once I was looking for internships. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that all of the points you covered, Vaibhav, Ayon, Shreyas, Krish, that will be very helpful for our audience.
Yeah, there's
Okay, we
one
will.
another point that I would
Yeah.
like to add, Nina.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Like as I would just like to add the point that Krishna said, that you should know what exactly you want out of your internship, right? So there's two type of organization that you can jump in for an internship. The one is a well established industry, MNC or company, or the other are the startup. So it depends what do you want to do in your internships. If you want to just go into your internship, do as you're told, and come back home, you should definitely go for the safe option that are the established organizations or MNCs. But if you want to have a very good learning curve, if you want to dabble with a lot of different things, you want a lot of more responsibility than an actual intern has, then maybe you should try to hop in towards the startup companies, because in startup what generally has, you have a very good learning curve, because you just do not learn simply one thing. You have an exposure to a lot of different things, because in a startup, the exposure level is very good in a startup. So if you have that end goal, you should go for a startup company. And but if you just want to do internship in a safe MNC's environment, then you should go to the MNC part. So this is something that you should also like take into consideration when applying to what kind of organization you're trying to intern in.
Yeah. Okay, we'll make a note of your point. Okay, we will take some more questions. So, what should be the roadmap to grab internship at multinational companies or FANG? Nowadays, like most of are looking for FANG, but like they are very strict about their fundamentals and all the procedures. So, can you explain? It's a common question for all. Anyone can add to the point.
Yep.
Well, I
So
guess
there are
recently
different
Shreyas,
ways. Yeah, cool, Krishna.
Yeah,
no,
Krishna,
I
yeah,
was just saying that
you can
Shreyas
continue.
recently researched for internships, so I thought he might be able to add something.
Yeah, sure, sure.
Let's go with the big siblings first. Vaibhav, please continue.
Yeah, so there are different ways that you can like jump into the FANG circle. The first one is you can like traditionally apply whenever there's an opening, and then they have a set of rounds. You have few technical round, you have few non-technical rounds, and then you have HR round, you have team meetings, and then other ways that you can get referred to them. But the thing about the FANG company is they are very thorough with their technical round. So you need to have a very clear idea about your DSAs. It doesn't matter to the FANG, it doesn't matter how many languages do you know. They just matter, even if it's one language, how well do you know that particular language. And the other thing is you have to have very clear idea about your data structures and algorithm. And the other thing is, if you get referred, you can directly jump into the technical round. You don't have to go to the resume shortlisting thing. And the other way is practicing on a lot of different websites. For example, most of the FANG companies also do hiring challenges on lead code as well. So lead code, if you practice a lot on lead code, there's a chance that you might get a call from the FANG company for an interview or a technical interview. So these are the 2-3 ways that you can go in for FANG, but to qualify for it, you need to have very clear fundamentals.
Yeah, that's true. Like you have to well versed with the fundamentals and concepts of like data structures and other fundamentals of computer science. So, Shreyas, would you
Adding
like
to
to address? Yeah,
Weber,
yeah.
yes, adding to Weber, my point is you have to find the perfect strike of balance between your projects and how well you know DSA and other CS fundamentals. So that is my point. Yeah. Krishna or Ayan, please, yes.
Yeah, I would like to add something here. Uh, as we are talking about the roadmap, so roadmap, the very first thing should be the knowledge gathering about the internship, like the company, and in particular, like what will be the job profile and what are they seeking here, like the company, what do they need. So are we prepared that way? So first of all, it is like what does the company does, like what are their ongoing projects. You can may search and you will get an idea how a company, and this company in particular, needs their employees or their interns to be. So first of all, the very first thing is knowledge gathering for that particular internship, and uh, uh, maybe how a previously uh, rounds taken place. You can go there and see, like in there are few websites where you can visit and you will be able to see, like last year's recruitment, or what were the rounds, what were taken care last year, how the interns have approached them, so they can you can already have some few feedbacks while giving you while you are actually about to give the internship, maybe interview or the rounds. And obviously, uh, what Shiraz has said, like a perfect balance between the technologies or the project which you have done and the DSA part is already also important. Yeah.
Yeah, very well. That resource gathering and then approaching for your projects, like what companies are working on. So that's the best way to get started with FANG. Okay, so we will take next question. So, how GDSC has been helpful in networking?
Okay, GDG has helped networking in what way not, like in not only in college campuses outside the GHRC. So we used to have a communication with the people from the leads in VNIT, government college, government engineering. So yeah, in every term, like not only if it is a session or outside GHRC also. Yeah.
Weber, would you like to add something?
No, I think Ion summed it up very well. I mean, if you are part of DSC, you get to interact with a lot of different people from a lot of different chapters of DXC. It's not just like you will be communicating or you'll be interacting with only the people from your college. You'll get to interact with leads from different college. You'll get to interact with the Google developer group, and then there are a lot of different groups that Google also already have. So you get to meet these people, you get to connect with these people, and then you are able to grow your network. And then, as the saying goes, your network is your net worth. So this is something that you get a lot of benefits if you join the DSC.
Yeah, very well. So, Krishna, would you like to add something to this question?
No, I think Vaibhav and Ion summed it up.
Yeah, okay. So, the next question is for Shreyas. Like, how should we get started with research internships or like research work? Like we can do in like you can also tell about like how we can start with GSOC. Like many of are like not well versed with that, how the procedures and what should we do to get started for GSOC.
See, okay, fine. So you have added these two things in one question, but I must say they cover a very wide spectrum. Okay, GSOC and research. So, firstly, going with the research, yes, I have had few papers to my name. Uh, See, you must be very clear that what you want to do. Okay, what problem you would like to solve, and accordingly, you can progress in the research field. As far as GSOC is concerned, I think Krishna will be a more eligible this thing for answering the GSOC part of the question.
Yeah, sure.
See, GSOC is basically a competition that is focused solely on mathematics and logic. It's purely about problem solving. There's no product development. There's no what we can say. You just have a mathematical problem and you have to devise a solution to it. That's all GSOC is about. So the only reason you should go for GSOC is like if you want to secure an internship at Google, or if you want to get a job at Google, or if you just want to brush up on your problem solving skills, mathematical problem solving skills. Research is a different thing. Like it covers a really broad spectrum of what is possible and what is not, right? With research you have your own time, you have your own thoughts, you have a lot of resources to help you with. GSOC is not like that. So like there's vast difference between the two.
GSOC is basically applying for an internship, whereas research is in a whole different spectrum.
Okay. I just got cleared with those two concepts, like they are different. So thank you all for like clearing the concept. So we will go with the next question. It is for Krishnan. So how to start freelancing and growing clients?
Okay, so what happened with us was that while we were in college, we had this idea of having our own startup. So we banded together, and then we started to look for who might need our help. It so happened that luckily there was a friend of Sahil who required a website to be built. Then once we got our first client, it was almost like a cakewalk, because once you get in the market, once people start to know you, they will automatically refer you. You will automatically keep getting clients. So it's not about how to acquire or keep getting clients. It's about how to get your first few clients. So the possible ways are your friends and relatives, a lot of what we can say word of mouth conversations, and then your college is a really nice platform for that. Like if you tell your college, if you inform that we are having a startup or we are doing freelancing, so they would connect you with people who are interested, who might be interested in having your services. So start there. Start with your college.
Okay. So anyone would like to add something?
I hope I could answer your question, Nina.
Yes. It was a very like it was crystal clear. So anyone
In fact,
would like to add?
I have a
Yeah.
question for Krishna. Okay, like what would the people do who are not in college right now? Like assuming that they have passed out or something.
Well,
So
you do have
how
friends and
to?
families, right?
Yes. Okay,
Right. Okay.
great.
Okay. So the next question is for Webber. So how can one build their personal brand? Like nowadays, it is like going in the trend only.
Well, personal brand, it totally depends upon how good your work is, or like how much time you're willing to give into that, because it takes a lot of time to build a personal brand. And then you need to have one niche that you have to decide that I want to be known for this particular thing. And then because you cannot be known for everything, right? You can be a jack of all trade, but you cannot be master of all trade as well. So like there should be one thing that you need to separate yourself, that this is something that I need to know, and then you need to start putting out work in that particular field. As a developer, the best thing that you could do is like you can start putting out uh, contributing to the open source community, right? Because open source is something that gets you a lot of recognition in the development field. For me, as a UI UX designer, I started putting out my work on Dribble and Behance, and then because of my network there were a lot of people I knew, and then it started out that way. So this is something that you need to do to build a personal brand. And then it's kind of a very big topic, it can go for very long, but to summarize it, it's just you keep doing what you do, but you need to have a very clear goal about what you need to be known for. So
Yeah.
that's in the summary.
Yeah, okay. So, last question from my side. Till then, chat can have questions from chat. Okay. So the last question is common for all. Like, what's your idea about a startup versus jobs? Yeah, anyone can start with the like your idea or opinion.
Krishna, you want to give a start to this question?
Yeah, I think Krishna would be the right person to answer this because he have been on both side of the fence.
Yeah, maybe some there is
Lost.
network. Yeah, network issue. So anyone of you can
Yeah, it
start.
totally depends. It totally depends upon what your end goals are. Because like I've been freelancing since 5 years, but I've been in a job since 1 year only. So it's kind of different. Like, what do you want to do? If a lot of people can be comfortable in a job, a lot of people cannot be comfortable in a job. At the end, it just come to what actually you want. If you are someone who's not very comfortable in a job and you think there's something that you have expertise in, and then say there's something that you can do on your own, you're free to go out and start up. But the thing is, it's not easy to build a startup. It's not easy to build a it's not like you see in the movies or in the news that okay, I created a product and then I got a funding for a few hundred crores and then now I'm a millionaire. This thing does not happens. It takes 10 to 12 years for an overnight success. But this is a part that you cannot see, because when I started freelancing, I guess in 2018 2018, I guess. So I started with working with people for projects as low as 5,000, 6,000, and then after 4 year 5 years, now when I charge 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs just for like few pages of application, this is something a lot of people say that you are overvalued. But this is something that is not very clear to the people. So if you are willing to put in this amount of work, time and effort into this, you are obviously a startup material. But if you are someone who likes their comfort, because in a startup, even Krishna would like confirm this, you cannot be in a comfort you cannot ever be in a comfort zone. You have to like constantly work. And then if you're not someone who likes to work all day, you can like perfectly settle for a job if you're happy. And then it's there's no wrong side in it. A lot of people have this misconception that startup is a good thing, job is not a good thing. But at the end of the day, if you're comfortable in a job, you're free to do the job. If you're A lot of people are not comfortable in job, they go ahead and they do startup. But there are a few things that you need to consider before quitting your job, because it sounds very trendy, to I'm a dropout of a college, and then now I'm doing what? I'm doing nothing. So this should not be the situation. Before dropping out of college, you need to be very sure that I'm making at least thrice the amount of money that I would be making in my job. Even if you're making equal amount of money you are making in a job, it's not a right choice for you to drop out, because in startup nothing is constant. You won't be guaranteed a monthly pay at the end of the month. So these are the things that you need to consider before switching for a startup or a job. And there's one thing that differentiate these two things is you can do your job half-heartedly, but you cannot build a startup half-heartedly. You have to give it all 100% of you. You cannot say aaj mood nahi ho raha hai and I won't do this. This is not how a startup works. This is how a job works. So if you want this comfort, that you want this choice, I don't want to work today, then definitely stay with your job. You're very happy there. You'll get your salary credited at the end of the month. But if you're someone who's willing to give it out, you should go out with a startup. But in the end, it's not a cakewalk like it seems. You have to put in your blood, sweat, and energy into it, and then you have to do it for continuously years after years, 24/7. So this is something that you need to know going after that, oh my god, startup, like I'll have $1 billion startup, I have a unicorn startup. This is not something that happens overnight, or this is not something that happens in a year or in two. It takes at least 5 to 6 years to at least form a base of your startup. So this is something that needs to be out there, because startups might sound very lucrative, but they are not, unless you are ready to give your 100%. Rest, I think Krishna is having difficulties. Even Krishna has walked the same path that I have did, so he would also be, they confirm these things. Let's wait for a few minutes of what Krishna would have to say.
Yeah, he is facing some network issue. Till that, we can we can have opinion of Shreyas and Ayan.
Yes, like what Vaibhav mentioned, I agree. And so one thing is like the person who wants to make a startup or by himself, he should be clear with himself why he is about to start a startup. So is he or is the thing is all about money, or is the thing about like he will be giving employment, or the thing is about an idea? So one thing is very important here, like you have to be clear with yourself, like because you are the only one at the initial days. You will be have to carry the whole startup in your own shoulders. So first of all, the very important thing is like you should be clear with yourself what I will be doing. Like, what is it the right thing, or should I even quit my job, or should I not, or should I wait for few more years? Uh, yeah, that's uh,
See,
Yeah, so
now I'm yet to explore the corporate world, but yes, I am interning at a startup, and I must say we have a very good learning curve. Like as far as the compared to the corporates, now I can say that because few of my friends are working in Bosch, Wipro, and like big companies. So they have like a regular, cool, calm paced work. But you know, even interning in a startup, you need to put in a lot of efforts. So you have a very good learning curve, and yes, I
yeah,
would prefer
Krishna.
working in a
Yeah.
startup. Yeah.
Okay. So Krishna is back, and what's your take? So what's your opinion on startup versus jobs?
Who's?
Yeah, Krishna. Startup versus jobs,
Hello, I'm
you.
sorry I got disconnected.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no issues.
Hello?
Yeah, yeah. You are audible.
Yeah,
You
we
are
can
audible, Krishna.
still hear you, Krishna. You can. So the question is like, what are your views on startup versus jobs?
Okay, see, this is highly subjective. Okay, it is a completely a personal opinion as to if you want to go for a business or do you want to go for a job. Because job gives you stability, it gives you reliability. It is honestly, it is very peaceful. I've been through both, and yet I chose a startup. I left my job and now I'm working full time at HumbleX. It is a facility management software startup. I'm currently stationed in Patna. Okay, so this is what happens in a startup. You have to move around, look for clients, develop the system, look into it. So it's very hard to survive in a startup ecosystem if you are not sure that you want that. Okay, so make sure that you know what you want to do before you leave college. But if you're not sure, just go for a job. By default, go for a job. You can anyway start a startup afterwards. But if you don't go for a job when you leave college, it might be very difficult for you.
Okay. So
And
thanks
also
for the
one
advice.
thing, and also
Yes,
one
yes,
thing
yes.
is like, none of us quit our, like, we none of us dropped out of the college. So the thing is, at least complete your degree, and after that you can experience the hell out of your life, but at least complete your degree, because at the end of the day you'll have a safety nets if you have a degree. Don't just drop out of your job anytime, but don't drop out of college.
Yes,
Okay,
that is
that was
absolutely
that was
necessary.
absolutely correct.
Okay, so the last means we will wait for
Hold
some
on,
1 or
Ninad,
2 minutes.
1 second.
Yes, yes.
Adding to Webhub's point, I have seen those Instagram posts that okay, one piece of paper cannot decide your future, and some Bill Gates or some big shot guys are drop out from college. Okay, it doesn't work like that. There's one in a million case,
Yeah, right.
but you will be
and
a
then you need
dropout
to
from.
consider
Yes,
that they are dropped out of Harvard and Oxford as well,
Harvard's
right?
right. Yeah,
exactly,
yeah, yeah.
exactly.
That was
They
going
are
to.
not dropped out of Raisoni or Ramdev.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, right. So we will wait for 1 or 2 minutes till our means if anyone have question in chat. So till that, one word for means what GDSC community is to you in one word.
Family.
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 Family. Yeah, what
Yeah,
Vaibhav,
that's
you
from me.
stole my word, Vaibhav. This is
Yeah,
your
and
time.
That's from me
everyone's
too.
cheating. Everyone's cheating out of me. Like you get your own words. Huh? I took it first.
Yeah, right. So is anyone in there in chat for any questions? Like if you want to
Well,
ask
doesn't
anything.
this remind you of our college days, huh? Sharing the answer
Why?
sheets with the whole
Or
class.
this is gonna be a live. It's gonna be on YouTube, Krishna.
Yeah, it will be live, huh? Yeah, it is live and it will be recorded on YouTube. So if any of your professors will see it, so
Yeah, but it is what it is.
yeah, it's
Busted.
done. Huh?
Big shots
So
busted.
so I think there is no questions from chat, so we can end with a selfie. Oh, so I will start my camera and we will just take a photo. So it was a great session interacting with you all and our audience too. Though might there is no active sessions like in chat, but that's okay. They are like scary. So thank you all for guys for your wonderful uh, like opinions and help to audience. So okay, we will end our session and please don't forget to fill feedback form in session. Okay. So okay. See you guys. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, bye, everyone. Thank you.
bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you,
Take care.
guys.
Take care all.